How you doing, Lorcan? Right, today I'm going to cook you a lovely Dublin Coddle. A north side Dublin Coddle, not a south side, okay? For that, I'm going to have some bacon, which I've had cooking in my pot here for around about 40 minutes. To it, I'm going to add some lovely sausages.
You're going to boil sausages?
Yeah.
They weren't done in the pan or the oven or anything?
No, this is not a brown dish, this is a white dish. Now, I have also in here a little bit of thyme and a bit of parsley. And after that, I stick in my potatoes, which I've chopped up already. And then I have some onion. Okay?
Yeah, so none of this is cooked already?
No. Did you cook it beforehand?
No, but I'm learning from you.
Okay. And then I stick in some thyme. A little bit of extra thyme.
You're just taking the leaves off it?
I'm taking the leaves off the stalk. Leave the stalk. And some parsley, which I'll just pluck. That is a basic recipe for coddle. After that, you'll find it changes. Now, I have a few things that I've been talking to people about that they've added. My grandfather used to have this. There's a nice bit of pork kidney that he would put in. You fancy some of that as well in there?
It's a nice optional extra.
Well, that's not too bad. It's an option. That's
I've never had kidney in my coddle before.
And then you find, well, do you know where coddle came about? It's because people in Dublin weren't as rich as the people that were in the south side or in the countryside, and they couldn't afford mutton. So what they would do is they'd use bacon instead of mutton or lamb.
Okay, so coddle is a Dublin version of Irish stew.
Coddle is a Dublin version. It's a poor man's version of an Irish stew. Other things that people have added, they've added carrot. They also add this, which is white turnip as well. Come here, you have to have a look at this. This is beautiful. Now, I'm going to boil that off for around about 20 minutes. The potatoes will go lovely and soft. The sausages will cook all the way through, and that bacon, because it's been on for 40 minutes beforehand, it should be nice and tender and just melt in your mouth. That's all we have to do for now. Look, and this has been cooked for around about 20 minutes now. It's lovely. The smell from this is just great. It is, okay? I had decided I just put a little bit of carrot in because we used to in our family. I didn't put any of that white turnip in because, you know, my memories of that are not too pleasant, okay?
Well, why did you even bring it along?
Well, it was just in case. I didn't know whether you know, I mean, you were from the south side, and so you had a different version.
Stop going on about the south side.
Well, you're always going on about the north side.
Well, I never even got coddle when I was a kid.
You would never put in kidney into yours. You looked in disgust. But I mean, other people have put in pieces of pork and even chicken. I don't know. You know, it all depends where they come from. But this is my family's recipe, it is, okay. Now, I know the sausages are cooked because I just try them, and the potatoes are. What I'm going to do is cheat a little bit. I'm going to speed things up, all right? The potatoes haven't gone fluffy yet. They've cooked, but they're not fluffy. So what I'm going to do is going to put a lid on this pressure cooker, and I'm going to give it around about 5 minutes. Now what will happen is the potatoes are going to burst, and they're going to thicken up the sauce, and then we're just going to finish it off.
But if you don't have a pressure cooker?
If you don't have a pressure cooker, you just have to wait a little bit longer. Okay. The potatoes had another 5 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my pressure cooker off. Now, pressure cookers, don't know about you, it's one of those things where, you know, how do you use that? Is it safe? Look at this one. The lid won't come off until the pressure has equalised. So it's very safe. I've had this one for 12 years. Okay. Oh, look. Oh. This is beautiful now. It's starting to thicken up, it is. The sauce has gone from being clear to being cloudy.
Let me have a little look. Oh yes.
Okay.
As I recall, coddle is a white, thick sauce.
Well, you and I were discussing before
dish
about what went into it and so on, and you used to use chicken soup.
Potato soup, actually.
Oh, potato soup, okay. Well, some people use chicken soup, other people use potato soup. We never did. My grandmother would be disgusted if we used something like that, artificial. So we always used just the stock. And just something to remember now at this point is that the bacon I use, you said when you tried it in the pub it was very salty. Well,
Yeah.
what they didn't do was after you soak the bacon overnight, you throw away the water that it was in and you rinse it off. Don't use the water from the soak in this, otherwise it'll be too salty altogether.
You said soak it overnight.
Soak it overnight, yeah, your bacon pieces.
Okay, or could you just boil them and then throw away the water?
You could do.
That's what we do with ham.
Oh, okay.
We boil it up once, throw away the water, then reboil it.
But
Reboil
see,
with fresh
I'm
water.
remembering my grandmother's recipe, how she used to do it.
Obviously, we live
Nanny
in
Aggie.
modern times now. We don't have time for doing things overnight.
Right, okay. Now, you said about it was thick. It will start to thicken. The longer you leave it now, it will start to thicken. I just have to taste this.
That's about your 5th taste, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, jeez, I tell you what, that's lovely. Here, come on, look, and I've got a spoon for you as well.
Gramagad.
Something else we used to put in was this. Some milk.
There's a lovely flavour off that.
Yeah. You got the master cooking. All right?
The milk.
Some milk. And pour that in. That's only around about 50 mils that I've poured in. Give that a good stir up. And we'll cook that for another few minutes.
Could you use cream?
Listen, cream, Jesus, that was at Christmas. I never saw cream.
Ah, but now.
Nowadays you could add cream, but we're trying to do some traditional dishes here. As they used to in the olden days. This is why I never used any stock cubes or I never used any soup mixes or whatever. That's how Nanny Aggie used to make it.
My grandparents didn't make coddle, at least not for me. I never tasted coddle until I was in my 20s. And as I said to you earlier, my first taste of coddle was in a pub.
But Lorcan,
That was the salty
I'll
one.
go say it again. You were from the south side. You didn't need to eat coddle.
Oh dear.
Sorry, mate.
Do I detect a note of jealousy? Resentment.
Yeah. There was always that resentment between the south siders and north siders, wasn't there?
Yeah. We only went north side to get our girlfriend's handbags back. Do you know what would be lovely with that? Would be some nice crusty bread, or even some homemade brown bread.
Oh, I tell you what, your homemade brown bread would be lovely with that. But I bet you didn't bring any along.
I never thought to. You should have said.
What do you mean? You knew what we were doing today. You should have had some forethought. Come on, let's try this.
Like you're enjoying that, Tony. My turn to be jealous.